everybody. Happy Friday. It's May 27th. We're back again.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. How's it going, Dad?
And we are here today to do some art. And obviously, like we always do, before we get into that, we got a couple of things to cover. We've got Jenny. What's that?
I said we got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, actually, why don't you do that, Nick? Because I'm sadly unprepared.
No worries. So it is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States, and so we are running a big sale over on our website. Actually, this is the last call for $1 brushes and $5 courses. So there's still a lot of stuff that's on that sale.
Yeah, it's going up to $1,000 per, so get it while it's hot.
I thought it was $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, but this is your last call for those, and also a bunch of stuff. Everything on the website is 40% off or more, so stuff that wasn't even part of that sale is now on sale, and there's a lot of stuff that's 50% off, 60% off, and so on. So if you head on over to creatureartteacher.com this weekend, basically all that ends June 1st, so you've got from now until then. Also, as part of a Memorial Day weekend sale, we've got our books are marked down for the first time in a while. And if you're in the USA, this weekend only, we're running free shipping. So if you enter the promo code USA Books at checkout, you can get free shipping on the books if you're in the United States. Internationally, we can't do free shipping, unfortunately, but the books are on sale for everyone wherever you're at. So check those out.
That's awesome.
And the big news is our newest course is up for pre-order right now. We've got a brand new course from Jenny Medved, painting portraits in watercolor, or watercolor portrait painting with Jenny Medved. That's up for 50% off pre-order sale right now, and that class comes out on June 11th, and that is an awesome course. Aaron even learned a bunch of new techniques.
I did.
Jenny
Look at
paint,
this.
So
here's the portrait right here. So you're going to get to see her paint this. This is watercolor, believe it or not. How freaking crazy is that? That is a watercolor painting, and she does this live on camera. You get to see the whole thing, and it's pretty darn cool. So there it is.
Yeah, and that class is out 2 weeks from today, so pre-order it now for 50% off because the price goes up when it comes out. So
there you go.
there you go.
On CBS.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
So, and also, I'm in the planning stages right now. I'm creating a new course. Nick and I, while we were in Europe this past month, we talked about stuff that we want to get done for the business and, moving forward. And so I want to dive into Snow Bear. But before I dive into Snow Bear, I want to get one more course done. And so I'm doing a course on creature design. It's Aaron Blaise's approach to creature design. And so I'm going to be, matter of fact, I've been drawing up an outline.
I don't have a slide for that.
That's okay. Actually, go to my screen. Go to my, because I just did I did an image the other day. Yesterday? Yes, I did an image of the creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my favorite monsters from the old era. And I always thought that he was just a super cool creature design. And so, obviously, it was a black and white movie. Actually, a lot of it was filmed, not the whole thing. Most of it was filmed in California, believe it or not. But a lot of it was filmed here in this Wauchula Springs, here in Florida. And so I've just always been fascinated by it. But it was black and white, so the color is open to interpretation. I'd always seen it as kind of this green, when people did paint it when I was a kid. They always portrayed him as this green monster. But I kind of went in and added my own kind of flourish to it. I always thought of the gills, the appendages on the side of his face as gills. And so I've made those red and just had some fun with it. Created a scale brush and gave him scales and just had a lot of fun. And so I'm going to take you through in this course my thinking in creating this kind of thing. And we're going to talk about environments. Just like when I talk about character design, one of the main things or first things I tell people to do is to research your character. Find out who that character is. find out what their background is, all that stuff before you ever start drawing. And it's the same thing for creature design. If you're creating a creature, and first of all, there's kind of two approaches to creature design. There's kind of fantastical creatures, which are like mythical creatures. A lot of that is like just taking animals and mashing them together, like a winged horse, that sort of thing, or a griffin. And we're going to talk about that kind of stuff too, but we're also going to talk about scientific creature design. And that to me is where it really gets kind of fun, because you're actually kind of playing God, and you're being the kind of this evolutionary artist. And so it's looking at environments, creating environments, and thinking about the life forms that might evolve in those environments. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about silhouette and shape language, or lape language.
Lape shanguage.
Lape language. We're going to do color and tonal studies, photo bashing and texturing, anatomy. Where am I? Oh, here it is. This is my more whittled down. So we're going to talk about fantastical versus scientific. We're going to talk about alien creatures, earthly creatures, real world anatomy. So I'm going to take you through birds, quadrupeds, insects, all that kind of stuff. What's the difference between meat eaters, plant eaters, all of that. We're going to talk about world and environment, silhouette, shape language, mixing anatomy for fantastical. We're going to talk about the 6 parts of the body, texturing and fur and scale, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I just came up with the outline in the last couple of days. So Dustin and I are going to start shooting that and next week. And so hopefully in the next month or so, we'll have that out to you. And it's going to be, I'm shooting for it to be about a 10 to 12 hour course. So there you go. Good. And there's the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, and Julia on YouTube says, I just finished the dynamic lighting course, loved it, and I can't wait for this new watercolor course. Really enjoying my full membership.
Right on.
Speaking of which, I forgot to mention this. Annual memberships to Creature Art Teacher are $100 off right now. So they're back down to their lowest prices ever. So if you head over to creatureartteacher.com this weekend, it's a great time to pick up a membership. Or you can do the streaming free trial, which we still have on offer as well.
All right, closing out of Premiere because my computer is lagging, and no, I've been checking it, Nick, and it doesn't light up. I don't know if it's the mouse or the computer, but the lagging is just driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts, man.
Well, does it lag when you're using the stylus or only the mouse?
It's the mouse. It does. Oh, actually, you're right. It doesn't lag when I'm using the stylus.
Okay, then maybe you just need a new mouse.
Maybe I just need a new mouse. Yeah, you're right.
Simple
because
situation.
the thing's driving me nuts.
Yeah, they do seem to. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's just Apple's mice. I think it's all mice. I've had this issue over the years. They just conk out after a while, and I don't.
It's getting worse, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, I think the sensor just over time gets so worn out that eventually it just starts having issues.
Yeah, I don't understand why that would be the case, but I guess it is.
All right. Oh, and I posted a new YouTube video yesterday, also as of a time lapse video of me creating that creature from the Black Lagoon. So if you're on my YouTube channel, check it out.
Carson on Twitch says, I got the 100 drawing book yesterday, and it's amazing.
Yay!
And Martin Berger's cracking the joke. So 10 to 12 hours on the new course, so it'll be 11.
Yes, 11.
11.
All right, give me an environment. Oh no, we're going to do a mermaid. You want to do a mermaid?
Yeah.
Or a
mermaid in the title.
A mer creature. It doesn't have to be a mermaid, but let's do a mer creature.
Mer creature.
I'm at a total loss. I don't know what I'm going to draw.
What about?
Well, we said a mer person.
An elephant mermaid.
Done.
Oh, someone said mercy snail.
Mercy snail.
Mercy snail. Zelky says, "Hey everyone, go Team Blaise!"
Do you know?
Gorilla mermaid.
No, I'm doing the elephant. You suggested the elephant. I'm doing it. You know, manatees. The closest relative to the manatee is an elephant.
Really?
Yes.
They're also nicknamed the sea cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other earlier in the week, I was chatting up online with my friends on Discord, and like, yeah, like we're talking about what animals we would be in the wildlife, and
In
so
the
the guy's like,
wildlife.
because you're a Florida man, I can totally see it's a gator, and one of the guys like, no, he's a manatee. I'm like, you just call me a sea cow?
Yes.
Everyone lost it. Yeah, yeah, I'm a manatee. I'm a sea cow. Boo.
Manatees' tails are round.
Mm-hmm.
Their fluke is round, unlike the dugong, which is in Australia. And they look like manatees, but their tail is a fluke, like a whale,
Oh, and Rashid on
like
Twitch,
that.
I'm sorry, on YouTube says sometimes reconnecting the Bluetooth on the mouse works again. So basically, if you just make your Mac forget the device and reconnect it, it should work. So that's a tip. We can try that.
Interesting.
Is there a reason why the uh, the manatee's tail is evolved that way instead of like what we see on a dolphin or a whale? That's what you call a fluke.
I don't know. Sky replacement.
And one of the people who was in our workshop says, "Greetings from the Netherlands. How are the Sakura brushes holding up? Brush pens holding up?"
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, I love them. I actually did a lot of, I ended up doing a lot of drawings in people's books with those when we were over there.
Carson on Twitch asks, "Do we have a schedule for live streaming?" Every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep, every Friday, 1 p.m.
Unless we're not on. That's our normal schedule.
So I'm exploring right now.
Someone says you should do a mermaid where the top half is a fish and the bottom half is a woman,
Those are creepy. You ever see those?
like fish with legs.
Yeah. You got that stuck in your
I
head,
was just
Dustin?
gonna say, dog
Huh?
on it.
Or is
was
that
me.
Nick?
I think it was Nick.
You guys.
We got Top Gun playing in our heads.
Yeah.
Opens today. You
You gotta stop or else we won't be able to monetize the stream.
Oh, that's right. No music. Big ears.
Also, I want to re-thank everybody that participated in last week's fundraiser for the Ukrainian refugees put on by Proco. We were
Yeah,
happy,
man.
we were happy to participate in that, and it was a huge success. and we sold out of all the memberships that we had off to offer on that, as well as an original charcoal. And I know that the membership codes went out to everybody. So if for some reason you purchased one and you didn't get one, just shoot us an email over at support@creatureartteacher.com. But also check your email because you should have them from Program.
Don't like it.
Twitch question: do you have any advice for illustration job interviews?
No, that's a broad question. So, I mean, other than having the best portfolio you can have, I'm not quite sure. No.
My biggest advice to anybody in any sort of interview is get good at conversation.
Yeah, engage.
Yeah, I think if you can not think about it like an interview and instead more think about it like you're just having a conversation with somebody, I think it helps take a lot of the pressure off of yourself. And if you can relax, then the interviewer is going to relax and you're more likely to make a connection. And at the end of the day, that's really how you get jobs anyway.
Yep.
Portfolio is a big part of it, but also, the person that's doing the interview has to imagine themselves working with you. So be personable
Yeah.
to the best of your abilities.
It's starting to become a lost art.
Someone says, don't forget the seashell bra on your elephant.
Oh, come on. We got to make this good.
Still trying to find it.
Still trying to find it. Sorry. Sorry, folks.
Oh, it's okay.
Sometimes you just got to search.
You know what you could do is an elephant swimming underwater with a mermaid.
Oh, that won't take long.
Well, I just mean then you could get your cool elephant swimming that you always like
Oh, true. I see what you're saying.
and sort of just, suggest that. This elephant just happened to befriend a mermaid.
Uh, do, 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 do.
We got a first time chat question on Twitch. Twilark12 says, hello.
Hello.
I have a question. Is it better to do self-taught learning or take an online course? I bought your How to Draw Wolves, Coyotes, and Foxes courses, and I'm loving it.
Well, then there you go. You just answered your own question.
Well, if they might mean like a graded course. I mean, our courses are sort of they're all go at your own pace.
Yeah.
So if that's what you mean, I think as long as you're making an effort to better your skills, I don't think there's a right or wrong.
As long as you're making your way in the world today.
With everything you've got,
Yeah.
wouldn't you like to get away?
Some people are thinking maybe you could try using the trunk as a snorkel.
That's an idea.
That's an idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, no. When are you going to have David Coleman in your live stream?
Next week.
We are shooting for next week. Actually, I just was exchanging texts with him. It's not set in stone yet, so don't put it on your calendar. But we tentatively have him penciled in for next Friday, June 3rd. I believe that's June 3rd.
Yeah, we were going to save that as a surprise. Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah. No, we're still waiting on confirmation for that because David's a busy guy. He's working on a bunch of feature film projects, so for him to join us on a live stream means he basically needs to take time away from his work.
From the world today.
Yep.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? No. Have any of you guys seen the Chip and Dale movie?
No.
I have not.
Is that
Any
the
good?
stripper movie?
No, the Rescue
The
Rangers.
Rescue Rangers. Chip
on
Dale
Disney
Rescue
Plus.
Rangers movie.
They did it like Roger Rabbit, where they're
Yeah.
like they're real cartoons in the real world, but
Yeah, but it's
some of
very,
them are
like,
CGI.
It's
Some of them
very
are...
much like Ready Player One because it's bringing back a lot of these other iconic characters from the past. So like Lumiere from Your Beauty and the Beast. The
Oh,
camera.
yeah?
Like he's in there. A couple of other iconic characters are there. Even they even got the original Sonic the movie version of Sonic, the ugly Sonic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, the movie's done by Lonely Island. So
Yeah.
the Lonely Island.
Yeah,
Andy
Chip and Dale
Sandberg,
are
Andy
both by those
Sandberg, and that whole group. Yeah. So it's. I haven't seen it yet. The reviews were kind of mixed, but the trailer was hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. It's a fun movie. I really enjoyed it.
Where did you see it?
It's on Disney
It's
Plus.
not Disney Plus.
Oh,
It's I think it came out exclusively to Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it went out in theaters.
trying to get a nice composition here. I think I'm onto something here.
Erica Baezon is asking any upcoming workshops planned.
For you, Erica, always. I think we're gonna. Are we still shooting for the one in November? Are we gonna try to do that, or
Yes, I mean
we haven't announced it? But
we've reserved the space. We still got to finalize the details of what that's actually going to look like. So.
we're thinking about doing one in November. Another watercolor workshop.
How old would you say is too old to start learning to draw? Is 26 too old?
7, probably 7.
And Martin sent this photo.
Also, what's the minimum hours a day you would recommend to
cool.
practice? That's from a
It's you in the
first time.
corner.
That's from a first-time viewer on Twitch. Asking.
The minimum number of hours a day, probably 28 hours a day, and
9 days a week.
9 days a week. No, it's whatever you feel. I get that question a lot, actually.
There's definitely no too old to start age. You can start whether you're 8 or 80. There's no time that it's too late. It's
Yeah.
Erica says, "Count me in."
Right on, Erica.
And Eugene Fu is asking any competition or challenges coming up soon.
nothing scheduled, but we are going to be doing more of that soon.
There we go. Now I've got something I like. Got something I like.
Do you warm up in any way before you start a finished piece?
No, matter of fact, I'm super hungover right now.
In fact, somebody
Didn't
wrote,
warm
"The
up at
sarcasm
all."
today is strong.
Yeah,
Really? I had no idea.
my what's that?
Somebody wrote, "The sarcasm today is strong."
Yeah. Well, my father has been gone. He's been up in Vermont for the last 5 months, something like that.
Give or take.
And I picked him up from the airport last night. We got Marshall back in the house, and we didn't get home until about 11 o'clock. And he goes, "Hey, you gonna have a little drink with me?" And I
Yeah, you
went,
haven't
"Sure,
been
Dad." And I haven't been drinking at all.
Yeah, you haven't
Well,
been drinking.
I shouldn't say at all, but
Oh.
I haven't really had much to drink.
Yeah, you're really turning it around.
Thanks.
I'm
You're-
trying to say it about- I didn't mean it that way. I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm
That's
just
funny.
gonna pack up and leave.
You're really turning it around, Dad. I'm proud of you. No, it was funny, but I did. So yeah, I started drinking with the old man last night around 11 o'clock, cut to 2 a.m. I got to go to bed. And cut to waking up this morning. Don't do that, kids. Or at least don't do it when you're 50.
Are you making
54.
excuses for if your drawing's no good? That's what it sounds like.
Exactly.
It sounds like
Yes.
you're like, well, you know. It's a good thing we don't charge for these live streams.
I know, right?
Eric is saying that loving this pose.
Yeah, I like this pose too. I think I'm going to stick with this one.
Yeah.
Getting a little swish.
Swish.
Swirly swish.
Swoosh, 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 swoosh.
You're really turning it around, Dad. Proud of you.
I was trying to be nice.
I know you were. That's what I love about it. Where everybody knows your name. All right, let's see here. See, never give up, never surrender. Yeah, the closest relative to the manatee is the elephant, for those of you that don't know.
Really?
Yep.
I thought the closest relative to the manatee was Carl.
Who's Carl?
Yeah. It's a guy that I know. And
Yeah, exactly. That's a big ass dude.
someone says, make the elephant holding a scepter.
It's an elephant.
No opposable thumbs. Ryan wants to know, Aaron, have you watched Prehistoric Planet on Apple TV?
I've watched the first two
So
episodes.
cool.
It is so good. Have you seen it, Nick?
I have not. I've seen the preview. We were
It's
gonna
so good.
actually. Selena and I started to watch it, and then Rivers was in the other room, and I was like, I'm gonna save this to watch it with Rivers.
Yeah. It just sets your imagination on fire. It's done so well.
My imagination. It's on fire.
That was a Mike Myers kind of joke. Have you seen Mike Myers' new show?
No, but I saw a thing about it. I haven't actually seen
It's
the
pretty funny.
Is it
that
out?
the,
I didn't know it was
like
out
the,
yet.
The Illuminati sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty good. And in typical Mike Myers fashion, he plays about 50 of the roles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just tons of innuendo and those kind of jokes, puns.
One of my favorites of his, besides of course Austin Powers and Wayne's World, was his very small role in Inglourious Bastards,
Yeah,
where he plays as the commander.
yeah. You know the accent that he had in Goldmember?
Mm-hmm.
The Dutch, yes,
I'm
yes,
from Holland, isn't that weird?
yeah, yes, yes. They,
Faja,
it was pretty accurate. Come to find out.
can you hear me? I'm from Holland. Isn't that beer?
I loved Amsterdam and Holland.
Someone said I need to stop drinking too because I just saw a bear walk across my screen.
Speaking of which, driving Dad home last night from the airport, right near the park, a big bear crossed the road in front of us. Big one.
So it was big.
It was big. Well, he went running across the road. He was fast too.
And took somebody in here saw the trailer that I messed around with last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that only took me like 30-45 minutes. I just grabbed.
30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, there's a one of the games I played called War Thunder. It's a flight sim, tank sim, so on and so forth. But they recently released a teaser yesterday for the F-14 Tomcat, which is coming to the game, and but they didn't use any of the Top Gun songs for the trailer. So I was like, maybe I can.
Probably a licensing issue.
Yeah, licensing, and I didn't have to worry about it because I'm not trying to get promoted or anything. I just thought it'd be fun to make my own version. So I was like, I'm going to try that. And so I just grabbed some audio, grabbed some other footage, and bing, bang, boom, done.
Yeah, it came out good. Really good.
Oh, Justin, there's a cease and desist letter here. That's just
FBI, open up! Who is looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series? I am.
Yeah, it's on today, right?
Yep.
Yep, haven't had
I
a
love
chance to
that.
check it out yet, but
Come here, my little friend. Don't be afraid.
Very good. And I'm realizing that Ewan McGregor is getting closer and closer in age to Alec Guinness when he played in Star Wars.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's wild that to think about the last prequel movie came out like 18 years ago.
Yeah.
The last prequel?
The prequel, not the.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
But when did the first prequel come out? Was that 1990?
It was like 97.
Let me see here. Star Wars.
I remember seeing Star Wars in the theater as a 9-year-old boy.
Release date.
Changed my life.
Yeah, Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace came out on May 19th, 1999.
Wow.
I did not realize that Episode 1 was in the 90s. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, you were just a
Dang.
little duffer.
I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I was 8 years old because May is before September.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, then Episode 2 was in 2002, May 16th, so I was 11.
11.
And then Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was 2005, May 19th. So they were all in May.
You know what's really cool about manatees? Just to completely change the subject. In relation to them being related to elephants, when you look at a manatee and their little arms that they've got elephant toes on their arms, just like this. Except their flipper comes down like this. They've got an elbow. They can bend them. They got a wrist, and they've got little toes on their flippers like this.
Oh.
Little toenails. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That's absolutely fascinating.
It's fascinating. It's fantastic.
That's absolutely fascinating.
YouTube question. Tell us how your first day in the Disney studio was.
Well, it was all orientation. My first day there. That's not my internship. My internship, I don't even remember my first day of my internship. That was 1988. Of course, 1989, I remember it. It's the first day I met Tom and Tony Bancroft. It's the first day that I met Kevin Turcotte. A lot of guys. But anyway, it was orientation, and I was dressed very nicely, at least for who I was at that time,
By your standards.
by my standards, exactly. And yeah, I was very starstruck by everything. I couldn't believe I was there, and very excited. I remember the smell of the new building. It had a new building smell, if there's such a thing. And there we go. What else? Oops.
What'd you have for lunch?
I don't remember that day.
Sorry.
There are some funny stories of orientation that I can't share because I just can't share them.
Twitch question: how did you study human anatomy?
Oh, I stand in front of the mirror. No, in college I took a lot of figure classes, figure drawing classes, and I had a lot of books on human anatomy, figure, and I've always been fascinated just by physiology of all animals and humans. So how do muscles work, and why do they work, and what's the physics behind it, and all that kind of stuff. And so, and once you start learning about um, once you start learning about humans, it applies to other animals as well. I really became fascinated by comparative anatomy. You know, we've got, all these certain parts on our body, and most uh, animals with backbones have a lot of the same parts as we do. They're just evolved in different shapes. And so I've always been fascinated by that and the musculature and all that kind of thing. And so anything I could find as a kid, I would, eat it up. I'd eat
What
it
books
up.
did you learn to learn human anatomy?
I've had Bern Hogarth's Dynamic Anatomy, which a lot of people love Bern Hogarth, and I love them too. It's not really super accurate anatomy. It's very stylized, but I really love the style of it. And so I had Bern Hogarth. In college, I had Bern Hogarth and Bridgman's anatomy book, which I still think is really cool, which is also very stylized. It's very blocky. Um, those are kind of old school. Those are the ones that I use the most. And I also, who I looked at a lot and copied his artwork is Frank Frazetta. I was such a huge Frank Frazetta fan, and I learned a lot about, obviously, big barbarian type anatomy from him. I loved Frank Frazetta's work. Matter of fact, I tell this story a lot. There was a book. It was a Walden's bookstore. It was either B. Dalton or Walden's. Anyway, in the mall. And I used to go into the mall when I was in 7th, 8th grade. And I couldn't afford to buy the book. But I would sit there, and the book was always on the same spot on the shelf. And I would get that book, and I'd sit there and just go through it page by page by page, study every drawing, every painting, and then I would copy them. And the book never sold. It just stayed on the shelf for years and
Still
years.
there to this day.
I wore that book out. Yeah. And to this day, I still don't have that book.
Little did you know, if you had purchased it, it would have given you the powers of Frank Frazetta.
Yes.
It's
That would have been cool.
Pulling the sword from the stone.
All right, so we've got our elephant mermaid or elephant manatee mermaid thing. Now the question is, do we make him elephant colored, or do we do something different?
YouTube comment. By any chance, do you remember working with Lee Crow on Brother Bear? She was my mentor for my senior film that we just finished.
Lee Crow. I do not remember a Lee Crow on Brother Bear at all. That doesn't mean Lee Crow didn't work on it. I just don't remember Lee Crow.
Yep. So she's in the animation department on IMDb.
Wow.
Was she possibly in California?
Could be.
Well, I mean, I know
We
it's
didn't send a
Florida.
lot of work out to California, but I think a few people in California worked on it.
When learning walk cycles for animation, you recommend learning biped walks first before progressing to quadruped walk cycles?
Yes.
Or do you consider learning them both?
I mean, obviously you want to learn them both, but just from a, doggone it.
It says she's credited as a breakdown artist on Tug and Coda's mom.
Breakdown artist. I don't remember her. But like once again, as I didn't know, there's a few people that I know worked on the movie that I've met since that I never remember when we were making the movie. There was almost 400 people on the crew, so I'm not going to know everybody.
I
But
hear Steven Spielberg gets to know everyone personally.
yeah,
So you are terrible.
that's why he's $1 billion director.
I was just trying. I don't even know if that's true. I was just trying to make up something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's the difference between you and him. Is he takes the time.
That's the only
That's
difference.
the only difference.
Right.
Do you remember the books you learned animal anatomy from?
I don't really have any specific books that I learned anatomy from. A lot of it was just observation, being a creepy kid that collected roadkill. I collected a lot of roadkill as a kid.
Roadkill.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't all mushed up, I would collect it. I'd keep it in the freezer. I would draw from it. My parents weren't really happy about it, but they tolerated it.
They were tolerable.
I remember a blue heron. I had this really great blue heron, and when I was done with that, we lived in a trailer, and I threw it up on the roof of the trailer so that it could finish decomposing. I remember coming home from school and the vultures were on top of the trailer eating it. But then I went up there afterwards. I didn't want any scavenger, other than vultures. I didn't want anything else getting the bones. So I went up there and then I got the skull from it and cleaned it up. So I ended up with this really great blue heron skull that I had for years. That trailer we lived in we ended up getting burned out. We had a forest fire that came through and when I was 17 and burned everything to the ground. So I lost all that stuff. But up until then, it was pretty cool. I had a pretty good collection. I got a good collection now.
Mackie Doodle on YouTube says, I was hoping this was going to be a literal take on an elephant seal, but a manatee works too.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. I like creating little. This would count as a fantastical creature, not really a scientific creature.
Yeah, have you seen the new Avatar teaser?
Yes, you're the one that or no, is it Nick that sent it to me?
Yeah, I sent it to you. We saw it in 3D.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you saw the teaser in 3D?
Yeah, Nick and I went to a movie.
We saw Doctor Strange in
Germany.
In Germany, yeah,
Oh.
in 3D, and the trailer played in 3D. And I can tell you this: that's the way to see that movie.
Yeah.
It'll look
Cameron
It looked
plans for 3D.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just no need. Just yeah. Yeah, I've only.
Can you
seen
grab me
it in 2D.
a Coke Zero?
Yeah, I've only seen it in 2D, and even then, it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Like, even like one of the first shots where you see the woman's face through the leaves.
Yeah.
You can see the the
You okay?
light of the leaves bouncing off onto her face.
Thank you.
You're funny. Whenever you travel, you always pick up these new habits.
Oh yeah, like Coke Zero.
Yeah, so
Or
yeah,
Coke,
you,
yeah.
you couldn't get Diet Coke there, so you got hooked on Coke Zero, and now that's like you're like, I drink Coke Zero now. That's just
Well,
what I
Yep,
our family,
exactly.
After we had our family trip to Paris for Mom's 40th birthday,
Oh yeah,
for
That was-
almost a month,
it
we
was
made nothing but crepes.
I made crepes all the
Every
time.
morning, it was crepes.
I was making crepes for breakfast. I was making dinner crepes.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I did
It
that
was
turkey
crepes
I did a
galore.
turkey casserole, 9-layer crepe turkey casserole. Oh my god, that came out good. Yeah, crepes.
Crepes, crepes.
And then when I got back from the Philippines, I was cooking adobo.
And what was it China or Japan where you, well, Japan, I think you had lost.
Ramen. No, yeah, sushi and ramen.
But
Yeah.
what was the,
When I got back from
what was those dumplings again? Was that from the, what you were talking
yeah,
about before?
yeah, exactly. I had a bunch of dumplings when I got back from China. I used to make the steamed dumplings.
What was it that you started doing when we came back from Africa? That you ended up having a lot of.
I don't remember. That one I don't remember. But yeah, because I love whenever I go to a new place, I like eating what they eat and trying new foods, and that's one of my favorite things about traveling. And so a lot of times I'll get hooked on whatever it is that they have.
Yeah, I enjoyed just the overall culture. Like when we went to Africa, I was on cloud nine.
Oh,
So
of
I
course,
was so
yeah.
excited and happy. And the craziest part that I fell in love with, but I got so worn out, I almost passed out from, was when we danced with the Maasai.
Oh, I remember the first time I did that. Yeah, and here I'm trying to jump off the ground. I'm clearing about 2 inches. Nick had all kinds of energy. Nick was going.
Like, did I get high, or like was I like
You were like no, you were like me.
just 2 inches off?
I wouldn't say 2 inches, but yeah, you were. You're no spring chicken.
Nope, I'm not. But I felt myself using all the strength I had all towards my legs,
Oh yeah.
and man, I almost passed out afterwards. But it was
But
fun.
you danced with the Maasai next to the Mara River at night around a fire.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Who gets to say
What's
that?
even funnier is when you're talking about that around the fire.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
You were.
I was
you're
telling you
talking
about
man,
how this is what it was.
This was the kind of environment when we had this dance last time I was here, and I just look over and I see the tribe as he's talking, and I just look at him, I just point.
Oh, here he come.
And it goes, oh, it's happening. It's actually happening. You got more excited than I did.
We might want to explain this a little better for people because they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, when we went to Africa, a lot of the guys that work in the camp, that help out around the camp, are Maasai. They're from the Maasai tribe, and they live in the area. And we get to know them. They're really cool guys, really great guides. And but one of the things that they do while we're there is they'll do a traditional dance, and it usually happens when you least expect it. And we were sitting having beers and hanging out around the fire one night, and all the guys come down and they start dancing. And the Maasai dance is when the men, to impress women in the tribe, will jump. They'll jump really high, and that's part of their appeal, is to see how high they can jump. And so they'd come around and grab us out of our chairs, and we'd have to dance with them, and then we have to jump. And oh my God, it's just when you weigh 270 pounds, and these guys at the most soaking wet weigh 150 or 160, and they're jumping. They're doing like a 3.5 foot vertical.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
Are you
crazy.
using any reference today, or is this just from your imagination?
This is just from my imagination.
Any updates on the animal drawing book?
On the animal drawing book.
That's what Martin is asking.
No. Martin, what the heck are you talking about? I know I guess
like
we
a
talked
how to draw
about,
book or
oh,
something?
oh, I think we talked about putting together a book from our animal drawing series. Is
Oh
that,
yeah.
yeah. No, we haven't really developed that any further. I think what I want to do is come up with more, um, I want to come up with a few more courses on animal drawing, and then so we have enough to kind of uh, pull from.
Zonji's asking, is there a guide named David? I got a friend request and I thought he might be someone you know from Africa.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that is and David was one of the guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
David, Benjamin, Stephen was one of them. Moses.
Moses. Yeah. Although I don't think Moses is with their outfit anymore.
No, he's not. But
But he was one. Yeah.
Do you ever use adjustment layers for shadows and highlights, or do you prefer adjusting temperature, value, and saturation?
I do both. I'm not sure what an adjustment layer is, but I'll create a new layer and I'll set the blend mode for like shadows. I'll set the blend mode to multiply, and then and I'll lay in basic shadow patterns, but then I'll go in with temperature and paint opaque over the top of that, different cooler temperatures and whatnot.
What not? Yeah, about the book question, you're right. Martin says that that's correct, what you were talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Martin replies saying, sounds great. It would be very helpful to have a book like that so you can watch the courses and draw from the book later.
Martin, I was talking about you last night with my dad because he was asking how the whole trip was and everything, and I brought you up, having you watched our live streams for so long and how we finally got to meet and how cool it was and us meeting up in Vienna and drawing all day and all that. He thought that was really cool.
did you design any of the characters in Brother Bear?
I did initial designs, but it was the animators that did the finished designs. I approved them.
You gave the notes and what have you. Would you
Yes.
work with James Cameron if you had the chance?
Yes. Without any hesitation. I'd be scared. I heard he's a hard ass, but I would love that.
I want to remind people that we've got a brand new course up for pre-order over at creatureartteacher.com. If you head over there now, you can pre-order for 50% off our newest watercolor painting portraits in watercolor with Jenny Medved. It's 50% off for a limited time, and the class comes out 2 weeks from now. It's a great course. It's worth checking out. And this weekend as well, we've got a huge Memorial Day weekend sale. So everything is on the site is on sale across the board, including $100 off of our annual membership, which is by far the best value in art education. Plus, everything's 40% off or more. And this is your last call to get $1 brush packs. And several of the courses are just $5. This is your last chance to get those before the prices go back up. CreatureArtTeacher.com.
.com.
There's also the book, correct?
Yes. Oh, yeah. As part of the sale, we're continuing. Well, we're not continuing. For the first time ever, we're offering, since pre-order, actually, we're offering free shipping in the USA. If you're a USA customer, the books are both on sale. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. The books are on sale to everybody, but if you're in the USA and you use promo code USA Books, you can get free shipping this weekend.
Sweet.
Jesus says, please stop having sales. I have bills to pay. Get the
Can't
membership.
stop.
Get the
Won't
membership. It's the best deal. Our membership really is, not to plug our stuff. I hate always sounding like a commercial.
Hey, plug it.
But our membership really is, we work really hard on that, and our retention rate on members is through the roof, because once you sign up, you realize you get everything on the website plus everything we release over the next year, and it's all yours to keep.
Yeah.
So I don't know of any.
Most places just allow you to stream it. You can't download it.
Yep.
You can download it. You can have it. It's yours forever.
Yep, absolutely. And, we do offer a streaming only plan if you don't want to commit to as much up front. It works kind of like Netflix. You can stop and start at any time. But that annual plan, that's the way to go. That gets you the best deal across the board.
And we are constantly creating more content.
Yep.
And I want to, I'll put this out there. We're going to start putting a lot more, I don't want to say academic, but more, traditional academic content in there as well. So it'll be really cool. It'll be an alternative for folks. We get a lot of questions we get is, should I go to college? And college is always a great option. I think it's really cost prohibitive right now. And so I want people to have an option.
Especially in the U.S.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the U.S. So I want people to have an option, or we want people to have an option. And so we're trying very hard to create content to cover that option.
And the truth is, despite what, art colleges would lead you to believe, generally speaking, the arts are not a profession where a degree is required.
Yeah, a lot of people think they have to get a degree,
And
I never got a degree. I don't have a degree. I went to college, but I never got my degree.
I have a degree, but it's never once come up. It's never been like, there's never been a job in the art world that's required a degree. Not discouraging anybody that wants to pursue a college degree at all, but it's just the nature of this particular profession. It's not that type of field. So, if you can get the information affordably, it's something to consider. So that's where.
Ed Zachary.
Are you going to get Walter Tulp to do a course? He's great. We are talking to him about doing one.
Walter Tulp. Jeremy Hoffman.
Yep.
Look up Jeremy Hoffman if you don't know him. Jeremy Hoffman has some of the most incredible sketchbooks I have ever seen.
I'll post a link to his Instagram in the comments for everybody. We got to meet him.
First of all, he's an incredibly nice guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievably humble for how talented he is. And I hate using the word talent. How incredibly skilled he is. Yes. He's just insanely good. And so we intend on bringing him into the mix as well. So if you're listening, Jeremy, get prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. All right, so I'm getting my local color in here. I think I've got enough. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot.
I have trouble with proportion when I try designing characters. I would like to know, how do you know when wide is too wide, or when a wide face or waist looks unnatural?
You just said it. When it looks unnatural, when it looks too wide, then it's too wide. That's the key. one of the key phrases, it actually became the key phrase in a lot of my character design workshops that I did on this last trip. The key phrase is push it till it's broken. That's what, a lot of times designs aren't pushed enough, in my opinion. And so I try to encourage people to push their designs more. And when it looks broken, when it looks wrong, then you've gone too far and you can pull it back. But try doing that, and you'll end up with stronger designs. Try doing silhouettes as well. Start with just sitting down and just drawing silhouettes, focusing on shape language. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new layer on top of my local color layer, and I'm going to hit Control, click on it, and it creates a clipping mask. Or I clicked on clipping mask, and now I'm going to set it to multiply right here, my blend mode, so now I can create a shadow. I'm going to get a cool shadow. I'm going to go into the blue, kind of a blue-gray, kind of mid-tone. And notice also today, I'm not using my Pastel C. I'm purposely using just Photoshop standard brushes. No custom brushes. I'm just using standard brushes.
Why is that?
I just want to show people that they can do that. It's not about the brush. As a matter of fact, I'm just using the airbrush. Now, granted, hey, if you want to buy my brushes, I highly recommend them. They're awesome.
They're just $1.
They're just $1. But I also want to show you that buying my brush is not a magic cure. Buying my brushes.
That's actually not true. If you buy his brush, you will become the next Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, well, true.
It's in the terms and conditions.
You just drop a single drop of paint onto the
Yes.
on the surface. For
Yes.
24 hours,
Yes.
and boom, masterpiece made.
Yes. Whoops.
Do you ever do any 3D animation, or did you just prefer to work in 2D?
I never learned 3D, and I just prefer doing 3D or 2D. I like 3D, and I think it's cool. I just never learned it. So right now I'm creating the shadow layer. I'm thinking of the light coming from above.
Martin says if Nick used the brushes, it would become Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
New nickname. I believe we just discovered my new
Yeah.
nickname.
Hey, Michelangelo. Yeah.
Michelangelo, do the thing.
Easy E on YouTube asks, will members have access to Jenny's watercolor course, and when do you think it'll be released?
Yes.
Membership is amazing. Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's be clear. For the full membership,
Yes, if
you
you have,
have access.
well, if you have the annual membership, you'll get Jenny's course. You can go unlock it right now, as a matter of fact, and it'll be available to you when it comes out on June 11th. If you get this, if you're a streaming member, new courses become available to streaming members 60 to 90 days after they're initially released. So that's how it works. So if you're an annual member, you can go pre-order Jenny's course for free right now, and it'll be in your inbox the day it comes out, which is 2 weeks from today.
Did you say urine box?
It'll be in your inbox. Yes. Your inbox.
Sounded like you said urine box.
Have you ever seen the Unsung Heroes of Illustration series on YouTube? It's an incredibly well-made art series.
No.
I'll have to look that one up. Peculiarius on YouTube asks, hi.
Hi.
A, I love this elephant manatee. And B, I was wondering, does it feel different to you, or do you feel a difference with sketching between paper versus a tablet? I'm just starting on a tablet and I'm getting used to it.
Oh, of course, there's a total difference, but no different than there being a difference with every medium. I just consider working on a tablet or a screen like this just a different medium. So yeah, there's an absolute difference, but it's you get used to it and it becomes, part of your repertoire. Repertoire. Um, but yeah, so I recommend it. I love it. I love it.
Crispy Cactus on Twitch says, can confirm, bought Aaron's brushes, became Da Vinci.
See, I told you.
Have you ever tried willow or vine charcoal?
Yes, both. That's what I use when I do my big charcoals. I use both. I also use compressed charcoal for the details. Doggone it. All right. All right. Now I just created another clipping mask, set it to overlay, and I'm going to create some light areas now. Can't get that. In a minute, I'm going to need a man or woman to pump me up. I can't get that song out of my head.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what.
It's what's her face there? Gosh darn it, what's getting old? Can't remember artists' names now. Lizzo.
Never heard it.
Well, see, you don't listen to the modern music.
I've heard of Lizzo, but I've not heard that song. Or if
Yeah.
I have, you just did such a bad rendition of it.
It's true. I just watched her in her interview. She did an interview with Letterman, his new, that series he has, and he interviewed her. It was awesome. He had a great interview with Ryan Reynolds too. It was really good. She plays the flute. She's really good. Her whole story, she was a band nerd. It's pretty awesome. I love seeing nerdy people get their due.
Any tips on drawing kelp or seaweed? I'm having trouble with them.
Yes, look at reference. Be free form with it. Don't get all hung up on it. That helps.
My name is Leandro, but now after using Aaron's brushes, people call me Leonardo.
Well, I'll thank you. There we go. Coming along.
Coming along real nice.
It's coming along real nice.
Oh yeah. How big is this elephant manatee?
Elephant size.
Elephant size?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds solid. Solid.
In a minute, I'm gonna need a man and woman. I can't remember how it goes. To pump me up.
The first part sound like the same rhythm as the don't nobody go in there for another 30 45 minutes.
I say, now see here, boy.
That's Mr. Witherspoon.
Somebody open the window.
Yeah, he came in and did a reading for us. He was awesome.
Is he still alive?
No, he passed away a few years ago, unfortunately.
How does an artist like Aaron Blaise handle procrastination?
I don't. Actually, I do all the time.
You're not really a procrastinator.
I'm not too bad. I used to be really bad. A really bad.
What is that again?
Someone that puts things off till the very last minute.
I was going to try to get better at procrastination, but I figured I would just do it later.
Yeah, just do it later. I never ever procrastinate until the last minute. What?
Huh?
Let's do a little side light, shall we? Now I'm gonna start painting on top.
The side light.
A little blue side light. Once again, I want to reiterate, I am just using regular, standard, right out of the box Photoshop brushes for this. Matter of fact, this is an airbrush. I got it on the airbrush setting. Actually, I'm gonna, there. Oh, I can't talk. This is a brush that I made. It's not quite as soft on the edges.
When you started as an animator, did you have any exercises that helped you when making longer scenes? Because I have problems animating the same thing for days.
Yes, jumping jacks. No, you just stick to it. It's called being a bulldog. You don't stop. You keep going till you're done. Just keep going. Just keep swimming. I've got
You should do like a cool thing of bubbles coming from the trunk.
I'm going to actually. Good call. Um, I've got 12 character minutes of animation that I have to get done in the next year. 12 minutes. That's a ton of animation. See, I love adding the little rim light detail on here because it really gets that sucker to pop. Wow, tough sub. Getting quiet, huh?
Nick Easel says, Aaron, I bet you could do a killer Baloo the Bear voice. It just occurred to me.
Oh yeah.
Look for the
Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
It's good harmonizing, guys.
Yeah, like that?
Yeah. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam.
Twitch comment. I've been following you for a few years now, and I can't thank you enough for all the inspiration. You are one of the main reasons why I finally started experimenting with 2D animation. You're a master of the craft, and you can't imagine how much you've done for our art community. Thanks, man.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad you said experimenting with art instead of drugs.
Aaron's in sarcasm mode.
It's the hangover talking.
Somebody
No,
give-
you're welcome. It's the whole reason we do this. Well, I came to a crossroads in my life, and at the risk of getting a little waxing philosophic here, I realized I had less days ahead of me than behind me, and I just wanted to do something good, and I wanted to do something that my wife would be proud of that had passed, and just a lot of things. I just wanted to make a change in my life and do something good, and so that's why we started this. And I am so happy we did because it's been awesome ever since.
Dark era new
Turning things around.
YouTube question. Dark Era on YouTube asks, I'm a software engineer for 20 years, but about a year ago decided to learn art for a comic. Do you have any tips on how to learn with limited time and energy after work?
Art, just like anything else, if you want to play music, play guitar, play piano, you're not learning if you're not doing it. That's the biggest thing. You got to do it in order to learn it. And just like playing guitar, I learned a lot of guitar by playing music that I liked, learning other songs. And so one way of really learning an art is look at other artists that you admire and emulate their work. You'll learn through doing that. Try your own things as well, but one of the things that happens as we as artists is that if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, we get stagnant, right? So try other other things. Look at other people's art. I mean, we live in a better time now than ever as far as being able to have access to what other people are doing, seeing what's out there. Just go on Instagram and see what's on Instagram. There's so many great artists there. I get so much inspiration just scrolling through my social media, and I get inspired every day, especially from young people, just seeing what they're doing. Keeps me on my toes.
And as far as limited time and energy, even if you're only doing 30 minutes a day,
Yes.
or one night a week or whatever it is, the trick is to carve out the time. You have to carve out the time.
Yeah, and also just remember, you're doing this for fun. Don't put too much weight on yourself. Oh yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah. I'm liking it. Whoever came up with the elephant mermaid.
That was actually me.
Was that you? That was a good idea, Dustin.
Benjamin says on Twitch says, "Hey Aaron, after meeting you and Nick in Graz, you really inspired me to keep pushing forward. I finally got the courage together and changed my work schedule to an 80% contract instead of 100%, so I finally can dedicate one entire day of learning art and animation starting next month.
Right on, Benjamin.
Super excited to do so."
Right on, brother.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. We enjoyed meeting you. Gras was awesome. Had so much fun there.
First we had a spider fin, now we have a merfin.
Yeah. What sound does it make?
This one?
Yeah.
Just bubbles. Actually, instead of it's but was added underwater echoes. Martin's asking, what animal drawing course is next on your list? Primates, African animals?
Man, we keep getting the primate question a lot.
And reptiles.
What was the one that was number one, Nick? Was it reptiles?
Yeah.
How close was it between that and the other? What came in second?
Primates, but it really wasn't even close, which was
Really?
surprised us.
Yeah,
we
it
thought
really-
it was going to be close. We've put that poll out several times, and reptiles continually beats primates. I think it's just because there's not a lot of information on reptile drawing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only that, but reptiles are close to dinosaurs.
True. Actually, that's a good
A
point.
lot of people have been. There's quite a good amount of folks in the community that are fans of dinosaurs.
Truth. Truth, brother. Truth. Right on, brother.
Truth. It's all truth.
All right, let's throw in a background. Dun, 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 dee. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dee, dun,
Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-dum.
dun. All right. Paul McCartney, Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, actually. Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
What
Saturday.
time
Kept thinking today was Thursday. I don't know why, because we're doing a live
completely
stream.
forgot about it. Like when you guys were like, "Hey, we got the concert going tomorrow."
Yeah. Paul McCartney,
What?
baby.
It completely threw me off guard.
Well, in fairness to you, Dustin, we were gone for a month, so it wasn't like we've been talking about it every day. You know?
yeah, and I think if we don't, if you guys only, I don't even remember if you guys even mentioned it.
No, we did. We told you and Steve and Claudia. Unless you weren't here. We're just thinking we told you.
I wonder if you mentioned it. It was when they were here, and I know that I was.
Yeah, we were all sitting out back, and I told
They
you.
were sitting out back in the dinner.
Yep.
I wonder if you mentioned it to them, but I didn't hear it. Or something.
Probably. Because you never listen.
I know. I always
What?
love my ears.
If anyone else is in Florida and is going to be at the Paul McCartney show tomorrow, let us know in the comments.
Let's watch Erica is going to know that information. She's going to buy a ticket, flyers down here, and going to get to the show.
That would be awesome. I'd love to see her and Frankie.
Have you ever wanted to design an album cover, and if so, for what band?
You know, I don't know that I've ever had the desire to design an album cover, but I had a lot of favorite album covers as a kid. One, I can't remember the name of the album, but it was Queen with the robot, the big giant metal man on the cover. And he's holding the band members in his hand, and they're dead. What
That would
album was
be
that?
Queen, News of the World.
News of the World, thank you.
And I got a Lightbox question. Sorry if it was answered already, but will there be any online events on Lightbox this year?
Lightbox is in person only this year.
Yep,
Ah.
and we will be there.
We will be
Actually, yeah, we forgot to mention that. We will be at Lightbox this year.
Yep, that's official.
Are we all going, or is it just going to be you?
No, I think we're all going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I haven't talked to Nick about it. Sorry, Nick. But
I
think we should all go.
We briefly discussed it the other day. Because we're going to need help.
Yeah,
Because we got a bigger booth.
and I got bigger boobs.
Leandro says to get to the Paul McCartney ticket, don't forget you're going to have to take the long and winding road.
I can't remember the name or the words.
It's a little small on people's screen. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Just give it a minute. Give me a second.
Well, I'm seeing a lag, so
Yeah, I have to go small sometimes.
I know you do. I know you do.
Any tips on learning shape language? The whole concept is a little confusing to me.
Oops.
We have a course from David Coleman. We've got 2 courses from him, and he discusses that quite a bit in his courses, which those classes are 40% off now at Creature Our Teacher. We don't have a course specifically on that, but that's a couple of the chapters he covers shape language.
Yeah, a lot of it comes out of art direction. It comes out of just being able to break down things into simpler shapes. That's part of shape language.
Learning good composition
Yeah.
is part of it.
Erica says she's going to try to make it to Lightbox this year.
Oh, good.
And Martin Berger comments about the reptile or dinosaur course. Says the dinosaur course would be even longer than the birds of prey course.
It would.
Oh boy.
We had a good time drawing at the Natural History Museum in Vienna.
Oh.
Oh, Martin Berger.
Birdie.
If you do like these live streams, please hit the thumbs up button or share them or whatever you have on your particular channel that you're
Smash
watching
that subscribe button.
on. Retweet all of those things. Give us a subscribe. The
Let it-
more
yeah.
you can share our videos, the
Tell
more
the world.
it really does help us because the whole algorithms, if you don't feed them, you know,
Are screwed.
you just start to disappear.
There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that elephant, mermaid, manatee guy.
Manatee guy.
We're getting there. I don't know if he's going to need a lot of texture. But what I do want to do is I want to go in. I'm going to go in now.
Well, we should give the elephant a more overall blue tone.
Oh, yeah? Is that what you
The
think?
water vibe.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
How's it feel to think? It's a good idea. I will actually, that's called unifying the design with the background, and
Yeah.
I will be doing that. I got to put
But-
doggone it, why do I always forget the name of that? The water, the, what's that called, Nick? Specular? Specular?
Caustics.
Caustics, thank you. My memory's caustic.
That's underwater light, like the way
Yep.
light shines through water.
Exactly.
Because
God
not only
rays.
that, the deeper you go into the water, the more color is lost and turns to blue.
Exactly. Everything is absorbed except the blue spectrum.
Yep. In fact, I think
That's
one
why
of the first
glacial
colors-
ice is like that.
in fact one of the first colors to change to blue is the color red.
It's not changed to blue, it's absorbed.
Absorb this one.
Yeah.
We got another nice comment from someone that was at our workshop in Berlin. Your workshop in Berlin was so inspiring. It was like an initiation into another art level for me and
Oh.
and for others from what I've heard.
Thank you.
Plus, it was big fun.
It was fun.
And that was cool. We were on the drinking
on a
draw
boat.
Yeah.
The drink and draw boat.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Personally, I never drink and draw. I draw and I'll drink, but I don't drink and draw.
Yeah, Martin, I already showed him the photo of the elephant seal in the museum.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because the photo had you on the right hand corner. Wasn't sure if you saw
Yeah, I love it. Because I'm an elephant seal. Thanks, Martin Berger.
whatever you say.
Whatever you say, right? Tip top.
What's wrong with it? Nothing, Tommy. It's tip top.
It's tip top. That's a good Jason Statham.
Thanks. I practice a lot.
Nothing
Oh, but I recently
top.
last week, 2
Was that
weeks ago, watched
Snatch?
the Gentleman.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie.
Good movie.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, just same guy from the same director of
Snatch.
and
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
that's the one. Yeah, very much that.
Got
that
the same vibe. Yeah.
Cinematography, same editing, same everything, and
Yeah.
I
That's
love
when
that
he's at
film.
his best.
Huh?
That's when he's at his best. When Guy Ritchie is doing those types of films.
Yeah.
They're really good. Nothing told me. It's tip top.
You like bags? Yeah, the one guy that's in I always forget his name, but he was the main character in the Sons of Anarchy show
Oh yeah, yeah,
and also in Pacific Rim.
yeah. I bet you didn't know he was British.
I always forget that. Like the first show I ever or the first thing I ever saw of him was Sons of Anarchy, in which he has American
Yeah,
accent. And so when I first saw him in The Gentleman, I instantly forgot, like, oh yeah, he's British.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And because of that, it just sounds so weird.
Because you're so used to him in Sons of Anarchy.
Huh?
Because you're so used to him in Sons
Yeah,
of
Sons of
Anarchy.
Anarchy and Pacific Rim. And even also King Arthur.
Oh yeah. Which is another Guy Ritchie movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I wasn't crazy
Actually,
about
now
that
that
movie.
you
That's why I said he's so, he's good at the kind of the Snatch type, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrel type
Yeah.
film.
Come to think of it, the editing of like the way everything is timed is
Exactly.
very much Guy Ritchie. It's just
It
I'm
is.
not used to him going so heavy on visual effects
Yeah.
as far as like CG goes. Yeah, camera work is different.
It's a little warm in here.
It's freaking hot, man.
It's a weird.
I have got to get now that I got the 220 run in here, I got to get the air conditioner guy out. It is
Yep.
just. Why
Summer
don't you
sitting.
put a fan on you, Nick?
No.
Yeah, even this little fan is struggling.
It is so hot in here. Summer has arrived.
Summer is finally here, and I'm cooking.
People want to know, are you going to add bubbles?
Yes.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
Toil and trouble.
Bubbles.
I did like when you, in the original sketch, when you had the kelp in the foreground.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in there. I wanted to take it out to see how it looked without it, and it looks too plain.
It just was a nice,
Speaking of
added a little bit of depth to the
Yeah.
composition.
speaking of Pacific Rim, have you watched the Pacific Rim, the Black anime on Netflix? I have not. I've been thinking of watching it at some point, but I have not.
What is it?
It is a kind of a spin-off CG anime of Pacific Rim, but it's turned into an anime series. More recently on Netflix, I've watched the newest season of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah. I like a lot of it. I don't know. I sound like an old man. I just
Well,
can't. I
you
don't.
are.
Yeah, I know. I just don't. I don't get into blood and guts animation for the sake of blood and guts. I just don't get it. Now, there's good stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, but some of it's just like, what's the point of this? I don't know.
One of my favorites has to be the Miniatures of the Dead. I think it's called. Where it's
That one
all
was
shot in
funny,
macro.
man. I love that one. Tim Miller did a few of them in there, I think.
Why is Tim Miller so good?
Actually, I think Tim Miller has something to do with the whole series, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's one of, I think it's him and David Finch. They're like producers.
Yeah. Tim Miller directed the first Deadpool.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your answer right there. Why it's over. Tim Miller likes violence.
Yeah.
No, but of all of the of all three seasons, which episode would you say is your favorite?
Oh, the last one. I don't even know if I watched any of the last one.
The very last one of the Golden Girl dancing.
No. The last
season.
Oh, last season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
watched,
love
like,
that Golden Girl, the girl covered in jewels.
Yeah.
Man, the look of that was insane.
I've watched like 2 episodes of it.
Yeah.
I
It
love
just
the
doesn't
dancing choreography.
Do anything for me. Paul says, I'm not a blood and guts person either, but I must say the Castlevania series on Netflix was awesome. I've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
The what?
Castlevania, it's an old video game that they made a series out of it. It's about vampires.
Yes.
And it's kind of like Dracula type stuff. But
Oh, cool.
the animation's done by Powerhouse, actually, where Ronnie used to work.
Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good series. I enjoy it. And really, really nice action.
Is it
too.
violent?
It is. It's pretty violent, but the action sequences are really neat. Really,
Yeah.
really fluid, even for its frame rate. I think they animated in 3s and 4s, more or less. I can't remember the exact time. I think it's in 3s.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll show you trailer of it after the stream. What do you think of the animation of the 300 credits? Since you mentioned Frank Miller,
Frank Miller. I mentioned Tim Miller.
Tim Miller.
Yeah. Um, I liked him.
They did like 300.
300. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but I really like those kinds of styles where it's like looks like it's straight out of a comic book.
Oh yeah.
They've done that with 300. They did that with.
Not a lot of people like this movie, but I liked the Jude Law was in it. Something Sky Captain.
Guy Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun movie.
That's
I
one
like
of my
Sky Captain.
favorites.
It's got a bad rap.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, it's cheesy.
It
Yeah.
is, but it's supposed to. Represent,
supposed to
like,
be.
that 40s, 50s filming style, and I would even say I would support the acting.
Yeah. It's not
Because,
easy
like,
being
yeah,
cheesy.
sure the lines are cheesy, and sure their acting is cheesy, but that was like every other 40s and 50s film back then. I would say all of them, but the top. But I love that style. And wasn't it like one of the first to just be all green screen?
I think so.
No, I mean there had been stuff before that. Sin City was that way.
I thought Sin City was after Sky Captain.
I don't think so.
Let me look. Research time.
Recharge.
Sin City release date. 2005.
No, 2004. They were within 3 months of each other. So, but Sky Captain was first,
Aha.
but they were filmed at the same, essentially filmed at the same time.
What? Oh.
Ba, 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 da, ba, do, 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 do. I'm gonna get rid of the holding line on here, on the tusks, because it's bugging me.
Did The Lion King have any cool characters that didn't end up in the final film?
Shoot, I can't remember. Not really. I don't remember I don't remember the earlier versions of the movie because I wasn't on it yet. Because there was a whole different version of it. Um, that's a good question. There we go. Here we go.
Be cool to get um, some of like the directors of some of the other movies on as stream guests and kind of
Yes.
treat it like a podcast and just talk about the early versions of the stories.
I think that'd be awesome.
Well, so you're just making green smoothies because they don't have enough veggies.
What's that?
Shelly's asking everyone in chat, and Trudy's asking us too. It's, who else here is making green smoothies because they don't have enough veggies?
Lately, I've really gotten into drinking mushroom slushies.
Mushroom slushies?
Yeah, mushroom slushies. Just cook some mushrooms and put them in a blender with ice. Man, it's good. Vedanta and I have wanted to come up with all these different shirts, and I can't remember the name of like fake restaurant shirts, and one of them was I can't remember the name of the restaurant, doggone it, but it was
home of the original mushrooms.
yeah, home of the original mushroom slushy.
And Julie's asking, should he have propeller battle scars?
I was thinking about
he had
it.
a couple of scars on his back. It looks
Yeah,
like
that's
already.
I have a little bit in there, but
Not a whole lot. But no, we'll just say this particular Manatee is very careful.
yeah.
Merfin.
Swims in deep water.
Swims in deep water.
Zemji says, I'm painting with milk paint. Does that count?
Casein. Is it casein?
Is casein milk or egg?
I think it's one of the. I think it's both. I think you can do both. I know you do egg. Is it egg yolk or egg white? I can't remember. With casein,
Mike Fensterer,
I might be wrong. You might be right.
and Mike's asking, are there any characters that you like to draw or sketch for fun or as a warm-up?
I'm doing it right now. No, there's no specific characters or.
Someone asked what the view looks like over your shoulder. I definitely think we need to start putting the camera so people can see you actually drawing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Need a hint?
See, it's nice and big. I love working big on a big Cintiq.
This one wants candy corn slushy. No, I want a cherry slushy.
Home of the
Julie's
original
saying
mushroom
that
flush.
she's
Here's a-
eating a kale burger right now.
Here's a question we haven't gotten before. If you could put any Disney character into another Disney story, which character and story would it be?
Wow. Wow, that's a good question.
So Disney character from one story, putting that character into a different story.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, you could put Robin Hood into a bunch of things and he would work. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
I could see him
Robin
in
Hood.
Robin Hood and Zootopia. I was just gonna say Zootopia.
I could see him in the world of Aladdin.
Yeah.
You know, I could see him in Tangled. Any
What a
adventure
tangled web we
stories.
weave.
But he wouldn't change into CG. It'll be his 2D self still.
But the little mermaid, you could put her in Finding Dory, Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a brush because we're going to create a little pattern brush. I can't get that song out of my head. Okay, let's create scales. Now I'm going to make the scales rather small on him, so I need to make the line a little bit bold.
Does it really need scales?
I just want to see. I want to give him a little texture. It might not. We might find that it doesn't need it. But I also want to show people how to do it. There we go. Okay, so you got this shape. We're going to take this, we're going to move it right down into the center. Turn off the background. We're going to go to Edit, Define Brush Preset. I'm going to call this Scales 2 because I made a scale brush the other day. Now I've got my scale brush. Let's turn this off, turn this on, create a new layer. So now what I need to do is I need to go up. Let's open up my brush presets. And we're going to go into Shape Dynamics. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn on Direction. So now it'll, when I draw, it'll follow it. Look at that. It looks like a snake skeleton, doesn't it? Kind of cool. Now, what we'll do is I'm going to go into Brush Tip Shape. We're going to spread it out. We're going to turn it and spread it so they just connect. Look at those scales. Look at that. I just made scales.
Very nice.
Very nice. Spread those out a little bit more. There. See, you can make your own patterns. So I just created a new scale brush to make reptiles. I'll show people how to do this in the reptile course. But you can do this with any kind of skin pattern. You know, if it's, you know, like dinosaur skin where it's knobby, you can do that with this kind of thing. So anyway, there's our scales. We're going to save that as scale 2 final. Okay. Now, let's go back to our elephant. Now, we may find that we don't want to use the scales. But let's do this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on here, and I'm going to make it kind of dark green. And let's I don't mind if they overlap a little bit. That's okay. All right, so I've got that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take that layer, I'm going to drag it over to my elephant, and I'm just going to move it off to the side. First, I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to set it to multiply. That way it'll get a nice definition. I think that's about the right scale, even. Not scale, you see what I did there? Let me make it a little bit bigger. That feels pretty good. Scales always point towards the tail. So we're going to do this. So that's basically going to be where I'm going to pull from. Actually, I'm going to shrink that up just a little bit. So now I want to try taking, what I'm going to do with that now, basically just keep repeating it. I can drag it over. I'm going to put it on his forehead, put it on his head. And I'm going to make it a little bigger. Come like this. And then I'm going to go in and go into warp. And I can start to kind of shape it to his head. And this is what you would do with photo bashing too. If you have a photograph that you want to get in here, you would do the same thing. Same kind of thing. So I'm kind of getting it to fit on his head. Hit return. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of erase back the edges. So it just kind of sits on there a little bit better. And I'm going to knock back the opacity a little bit so it's not super harsh. And then to really get it to meld with the drawing, I'm going to grab the local color and just brighten it up like it's catching light. And I'm going to go in and with my round brush, my soft edge round brush, create a new layer, turn on the pressure sensitivity and the opacity, and we're just going to draw like the edges of the scales are catching a little bit of light. We'll decide, we'll determine whether or not we want to keep this. But it's a great way to get texture and uniform patterns and things like that if you're creating a creature.
Ryan says, no thanks. I'd much rather spend 8 hours meticulously painting each one.
Exactly. One of the beauties of digital painting.
Elizabeth says, hi, I just wanted to say thank you. I recently bought your watercolor course and I've learned so much. I made a sunset that I'm extremely proud of. I can't thank you enough for your easy to follow tutorial.
Oh, thank you. There we go. I don't know if scales are quite the right thing for this guy. Maybe we want to do patterns instead.
No, I like the scales. I think they're cool.
I'm
I think
kind
so.
of against it because mammals don't.
Well,
usually
it's not
have-
necessarily a mammal.
It's not a mammal.
We're creating a creature.
Yeah.
It could be. I like your thinking there, Dustin. But I think we got to go a little more outside the box. Just gonna try it.
There's a question for you. Are mermaids mammals?
Ah, I don't think so.
They have scales on the bottom, but human tops. Does that make...
It's like my scaly feet. What? There. Kind of like that. Now I'm going to go with grab that reflected light color, the rim light color, and get some of these scales that way. Just create, even where they're not there, create a few of those there. Maybe a few here. There. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually wonder if the scales can just stay in the head area, almost like a crown.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do too much of it. I might go a little bit
into the hump?
into the hump, but it might just be like this. I might just carry it back this way.
Then we had a Twitch question. When you're working on it, can you explain your thought process on the caustics, the underwater?
Yes, I'll show you how I do it. It's actually pretty simple. It's changing the blend mode of the brush and color dodging it. There we go. Just need to come down. Excuse me. Got to come down a little bit more. Oops. Oh. Dum 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 da 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 da. I want to get it to fade into here a little bit.
Do you have a scale brush on your website?
No,
But
I just made it, and yeah, go ahead, Nick.
here's what we decided. We were talking about this beforehand because we knew he was going to make this scale brush. We're going to give this brush away for free. So if you go over to creatureartteacher.com and join our newsletter, we will send it to you for free. Give us a couple days to get that out, but everybody that's a member of our newsletter will get this scale brush.
Yep. There you go.
So just go over to creatureartteacher.com and right on the homepage, there's a little box that says join the newsletter. It's also in the footer as well.
Very nice.
Lev asks, or Leave, not sure, sorry on the pronunciation. Do you ever hit the differences in the blend modes just to see your art go crazy? I always do that. I don't know why.
Yes, I do. Just to see your art go crazy. Just, what do you think, Dustin? I know you're kind of against
I
it.
like it.
I do too. I'm going to roll with it. I want to see if I convince Dustin yet.
And I'm
Playing hard to get. You suck, Dad.
Just remember, don't flatten it before you get rid of that brush in the upper left.
Exactly. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting almost there. But as you can see, it's easy. It's pretty easy to make your own brush. I really recommend getting in there and experimenting with it. It's a lot of fun. You know, all those brushes that I've made, the water brushes and foliage brushes, those all came out of a necessity at one time or another of trying to, get something down fast in a digital painting. And you just kind of, you think of the problem and you think of how you might solve that from a patterning standpoint. Then you get in there and have some fun with it. I think some of my most successful ones are the water. And I've been using the water brushes a lot for my storyboarding on Snow Bear. Because we've got some ocean shots and all kinds of fun stuff.
This question's from a little while earlier, but I just scrolled back up and found it. Apart from the nose, arms, and legs, which body parts do you use for tracking arcs in animation?
Well, apart from what? Say that again.
Apart from the nose, arms, and legs, which body parts do you use to track arcs in animation?
I have no idea what that question means.
Well, how do you, when you're doing arcs in animation, right? You're using landmarks to follow your arcs, is what they're getting at, I believe, right? But you make arcs within arcs. That's what I think
Anything arcs. Yeah, I still don't get the question.
one of the principles of animation, arcs.
Yeah, everything arcs.
Right.
Anything arcs. That's why I'm not quite understanding it's everything.
Yeah, I think they're thinking
Hair,
Yep.
anything on the body, but anything arcs. You can make anything arc. So, yeah. Apart from nose, what was it again? Nose,
Hands and arms.
hands, and arms. Nose is very specific. That's the part that's throwing me.
I think they're thinking that that's how you would chart the movement of a face, but I think they're just overthinking it.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, person. I wish I could answer your question better. It's my fault. I'm sorry I don't understand. Stuck in your head, isn't it? Okay, this one I'm going to flatten out. Nope. We're going to flatten out because I want it to recede. And I'm going to turn, okay. And we're going to go to warp factor 5.
Engage.
Engage. How you doing, Dust Butt?
Doing good. How about you?
So far, so good.
Yeah, it's quieted down a little bit on the Facebook chat.
Yeah, we're boring. All right. We are getting there. So these scales are just catching the edge, the edges are catching some light. It gives him the texture. And it doesn't have to be exact. I just kind of go in there kind of fast and lay it in there. And it's nice having all this texture actually with the scales against the ears being kind of smooth. Kind of have this area of concentration detail against this area of openness, which is nice. Aesthetically, it's pleasing. What is that sound?
Is that you?
The TV.
Maybe it is.
Well, it doesn't seem to be being picked up on the mic.
No, it's just, I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure that out.
There we go. When I first started this, I was starting to panic. I was like, oh man, this is going to be crappy.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, Kool-Aid man! My parents are going to be home any minute.
Oh yeah. All right. So far, so good. Now, I want to. I'm going to do a couple of things here. First, I'm going to take him, and I'm going to
Don't forget to save your work. Someone says.
put him in a folder, copy it. Yes, good idea. File, save a copy, because we're going to put that in our live stream images. Come on, switch over. Man, this thing is acting so slow. Go to name.
So slow, is it?
Sometimes it takes a while, yeah.
If you're watching this video, please hit the thumbs up button or share it. Depending on which channel you're on, helps us a lot. And while Aaron's saving, I want to let people know that over at creatureartteacher.com, we're having our Memorial Day weekend sale right now. Everything on the site, all of our courses and brushes are all on deep discount. And this is your last call to get $1 brush sets.
For alcohol.
Last call to get $1 brush sets and $5 courses.
Last call.
Everything's at least 40% off or more. Some of our courses, like visual development with Armand Serrano, are 50% off. Sculpting in ZBrush with Tony Cipriano is just $5 right now. Character design course from Aaron is $10. It's one of our biggest sales of the year, and everything ends June 1st. So this weekend is your last chance.
There's also the art book on sale.
Yeah, we also have free shipping on our art books. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/books, you can order our books. And if you're in the US, you can get free shipping by using promo code USA Books.
And we got a new pre-order going on. There's so many things going on.
Yep. Jenny Medved's course is on pre-order right now, which is watercolor or painting portraits in watercolor with Jenny Medved. That's for 50% off pre-order. That course comes out in 2 weeks. Hurry, hurry, hurry. It's a beautiful course, by the way. She teaches you the painting and the images, what she shows you how to make. And she has these really cool glazing techniques, and she just builds layer upon layer, and it looks like
It's pretty
past-
insane.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad.
Oh, come on. So I'm just changing up a little bit of the color. I've changed my blend mode on my brush to a overlay, and just kind of going in and hitting the lower part of his body, making it a little darker. And then I'm going to go into the top, make it a little warmer. See what I'm doing?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Cool, huh?
And did you talk about your thinking on the caustic yet? Sorry if you.
No, haven't done it yet.
Nope, that's fine.
That's going to be coming up on CBS.
It's more of a remander, or just.
So
making sure
first
didn't
I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a layer behind him.
Playing the bubbles, are you?
No,
No?
not yet.
No, yeah.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Whoops. I'm on overlay. Got to put that back to normal. All right, let's try this again. Just a normal round brush set to the, I've got the pressure sensitivity turned on.
Shirley says, I know you have a bubble brush.
I have a brush I can sort of be used as a bubble brush, but I'm not really, I'm going to actually draw the bubbles in.
Bubble brush. Bubble brush.
The key to this is to not get too carried away.
What you drawing?
We are drawing an elephant manatee.
Wow. That's cool.
Thanks, Mama. Mama! I love it. Look how color changes according to background value. See that? Isn't that cool? I always love that kind of thing. The background value is darker and the color completely changes. All right. My armpit itches.
Your armpit is itching?
Touch me with your armpit.
You touch me with your armpit.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So we're going to lock that now. And I'm going to go in with some other colors and just kind of hit it here and there. Just change up some of the color, brighten it up, maybe even go even warmer on some of the leaves that are closer to the surface. They're catching more warm color. Maybe go bluer on some of the colors down below. See there? Pretty snazzy, huh? Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
All right. That works pretty good. I like that. Now let's do foreground. So I'm going to put a layer on top. I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to make it dark, like it's in the foreground in shadow. And I want it to be over an area that's not going to be, oops, it's not going to be in our focus. Let's see here. Oh, maybe here. Got to be a little bigger. This is where you want to be careful. You don't want to mess up kind of I'm trying to create depth, but I don't want to mess up the composition. So I'm trying to strategically overlap it in places with our elefante.
Martin says the Marshall should do a course on woodwork.
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go to, did I lock that? No. So now I'm going to go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Just knock that back just a little bit. There we go. Gives it a little bit of depth. And I'm going to double that up and go edit, free transform.
Julie asks, is this the famous peanut kelp forest?
Yes. Put one there. Image adjustments, hue and saturation. I'm going to darken it. That foreground one. So now we got a little bit of depth. I'm not quite convinced about the one we just did. The one on the right there. Something about it that I feel like I need to move it over. What if I put it here? Now it's kind of just creating a tangent. What if I move it up? It's too much of a tangent on the.
What if you blur it? Will that
Blur it more?
like it's way out of focus, and so it
Yeah.
almost like you're looking through it, like it's barely. I definitely like the depth of the kelp, though.
Oh yeah. I'm convinced of that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it just need it off to the side there. What if we do that? What do you think of that? It's twinning the other side now.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's tricky because it feels like it wants to be there, but what if it's going
what about that?
behind him?
We've got a couple behind him.
Yeah, that's true.
But what if we? How about that?
Flip it, maybe. Sorry, there's a lag. So
Um,
Try
Yeah.
more to the middle on the.
yeah,
It's not too bad.
that's not too bad.
What if
Try-
you blur it even?
Wait.
Like it's like
Try blurring that one out more. Like give that one
yeah,
Yeah.
blur.
yeah, almost like you're looking through it. You know what I mean?
Almost, yeah.
Like when you shoot through the bars at a
Yeah,
in the zoo, and it's just.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
that's where I had it. That's not too bad. Put it right there. I don't want it tangenting the tusk. That feels pretty good.
What if you flip it the other way so the the kelp would all be flowing in the same
Yeah, it's
direction?
all gonna be flowing in the same direction. Let me blur it again. It's really pushing the blur helps. Okay, we're gonna live with that for now. So now I want to let's see here. I'm going to add I'm going to do the bubbles now. Bubbles should be reflective of the sky color a little bit.
Oh, someone said to move it down. So it's just like here.
I have it drawing. Yeah, I can do that. But right now I'm just going to.
Sorry.
That's okay. I like having the full overlap on it. And bubbles, when they actually rise, they're not round like you see on cartoons. They actually kind of, because of the resistance of the water, they pancake out.
Fernando asks, "Is this for mermaid?" Yes, it is. This is Aaron's once or twice a year mermaid drawing.
Yeah, I haven't done any mermaids this year.
Mermaid was actually started by Tom Bancroft.
So it was. I think this year we're going to do November.
Well, did we decide on November or December or September? 'Cause we've got all of them.
Yeah.
There's also the possibility of Julayan.
Jalayan. Jamaican me crazy,
Make
man.
you lying.
Happy New Bear.
Huh?
Someone on Twitch said, "Don't forget Happy New Bear."
There
It's the new year.
Happy New Bear.
we
Steve
go.
said. Steve says Feb Canary.
Femkin- Very nice, Steve.
Febu Canary.
Febu canary. And that's all you can draw are canaries the entire month
In coal mines.
in coal mines. So they're dead.
Where is
Bubbles all-
Dustin? Someone's asking. He's here. He's just being quiet. Most likely, he's looking at videos on Facebook.
So bubbles become reflective too. They'll reflect the world around them. So I'm getting a little bit of elephant color in some of the bubbles.
Do you ever use the paintings from your streams for anything else? Sometimes.
Publishing. We put them in the book.
Yeah, a lot of them were in our art book, which is on sale right now, and it has free shipping this weekend if you're in the U.S. Use promo code USA Books. That's
Okay.
only this weekend for the free shipping, by the way.
So another thing I want to do is create a little bit of depth in him. Let's go depth in the water, I should say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under the layers. I'm going to grab the water color. I'm going to grab a soft round airbrush. I'm going to knock the opacity way down and just lightly, ever so lightly, I'm just going to paint over him and some of these just a little bit, just to push him back, just to push that tail back into the depths.
Into the depths it goes.
There. See that? Pushes him back. And then what I can do is come in here and erase back the ear so it pulls it back forward again. So now we've got this nice kind of depth happening on the body, see? Actually, I'm going to put a little bit, just a touch over his foot. There. Now erase back over the bubbles. Over the bubbles.
Twitch comment, hey Aaron, got a bunch of your brush packs a while back. Thank you so much for making them available.
You're welcome. They're fun to make.
Yeah, and if you don't have any of our brush packs, if you head over to creatureartteacher.com this weekend, this is the last call to get $1 brush packs as well as $5 courses. Prices go up on June 1st. And earlier in this video, Aaron made a scale brush for the scales on the elephant.
Yeah.
And if you, elephant, mermaid, whatever. And if you join our newsletter, we're going to be sending you that brush. So head on over to creatureartteacher.com and you can get a free brush by joining our newsletter. Plus you get his sketching brush for free as well.
There we go. So there, we're starting to feel like there's some water in there. Push the seaweed back a little, giving it some depth. Guiding the eye where it should go. It feels pretty good. So all we have left really now is to add the caustics. This is where it gets fun. So I'm going to go in on this. I'm going to just copy that just so I have an extra copy. And I'm going to, that's already locked. I'm going to grab a warm color. Maybe I should do it with blue, like a greenish blue. We'll try that first. I'm going to grab my soft round brush.
Petropolis 55 says, I was one of the lucky few who got the premium membership from the Proco fundraiser. Really excited to get into some new awesome courses.
Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. So what I've done is I've set my brush blend mode. Bless you, Dustin.
Thank you.
Set my brush blend mode to color dodge, and I've knocked the opacity down. I grabbed the kind of this light green color, And so now we're going to just follow the form and burn in some of these caustic patterns.
Wolf Queen asks, would there be any barnacles or algae on this creature?
There could be, if I wanted to put it on there. I don't know that there's already enough detail in here that I'm not sure that that's,
Gonna read.
we could try it. So I'm burning in those caustic light patterns. You got to think about where they're going to hit and how they're going to hit the form. And as the surface changes angle to the light form, you got to take that into account as well. His forehead, his face, is at a longer angle in relative to the caustic light patterning, and so it'll stretch the light out. And then as we get deeper, they're going to get lighter and lighter till they just kind of disappear. And I made sure to put the caustic layer under the layer of atmosphere, water atmosphere, because it would be affected by that the same way as everything else.
What do you mean by the term tangent?
When something touches, it creates an area of tension. I don't like that. When you have areas that just touch,
It's like an intersection of
it's
lines.
an intersection. Yeah, it creates an area of interest. And so if you don't intend that, it can create an area of interest where you don't intend it.
And that can be two shapes touching one another, or two lines
It
touching
could be,
one another.
yeah, it could be,
Or it could be the edge of the canvas.
yep, the character, touching the edge of the canvas in an awkward way. That's a lot of different ways of creating tangents.
Generally, the problem with a tangent is that it calls attention to itself that's unintended, or it will also flatten out your image.
Exactly.
Because sometimes if you have a tangent, it'll make it hard to tell perspective or what's in foreground, what's in background.
So that feels a little bit, that's the whole reason I I copy my layers, because that feels a little strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that layer, I just copied the elephant where it doesn't have, see where he doesn't have the caustics? And I'm just going to knock the opacity back a little bit, just so it's not quite as strong. That feels a little better to me. I'm also going to get rid of the, whoops. I'm going to get rid of the caustics back here.
Does the atmospheric perspective work pretty much the same way underwater?
Yes, it's more concentrated in a
Right.
shorter area. but it's exactly the same, actually. Now the only other thing I can think of, because we have all this caustic light happening,
Maybe it would be brighter at the top,
no, not, well, yeah, we could have that. I'm actually going to do that.
a brighter ray. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to do some rays. So once again, I'm going to create,
was that what you were going to say, though? I didn't mean to.
yeah, that's all right. I'm going to create another layer. This time I'm going to go with maybe some warm yellow.
Twitch question. Do you sometimes use tangents to your advantage then? Like to draw attention to a specific place?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So here now, knock back the opacity on it.
Peculiar Area says, yes, I just got my first graphic tablet. I actually bought the digital painting class before I decided to get the membership. I'm in the middle of it. Spoiler alert, it's awesome.
Good. I like hearing that. Knock that back a little bit.
Yeah, if you like these videos and these lessons, tutorials and stuff that we do on YouTube, definitely consider checking out our website because, you know, if you think about what Aaron does here in 2 or 3 hours in a live format, just imagine how much more in depth and how much more information he can get across when the courses are structured and planned and a whole lot of information is given. I really am proud of the courses that we've put out over the years, and
Me too.
we get a lot of great feedback on them. So if you have any interest in art education, definitely head over to creatureartteacher.com and check it out. Like I said, right now our membership is our annual membership, which gets you everything on the website. Plus everything we release over the next year is $100 off. It's basically back down to its lowest price ever. So, and that ends June 1st.
All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of detritus in the water, little floaties.
Hey, Aaron, greetings from Serbia. I'm enjoying every second of your work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oops. Where was I? Right there. All right, so we got that, and then I'm going to put one more layer on top of everything because you'd still have some pieces of debris closer to camera.
Particulates.
Particulates in the deep blue.
Speaking of particulates, knowing the size of elephant dung underwater would be pretty
Having
crazy.
firsthand knowledge.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy underwater.
There. I think we're pretty there, pretty much. Unless you guys see something else.
No, I think it's.
Oh,
think
I
it's
know what
fine.
I wanted to do.
One more thing.
Yeah, one more thing. Sorry.
One more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing, everyone.
One more thing.
I'm going to take all of these and put them in a folder.
I'm gonna delete it all.
And now I'm going to go in with my color dodge. And I want to just hit some of these reflected light areas.
Shouldn't those bubbles on top of the elephant have a slight shadow? I think he's wondering if they would be casting a shadow onto the elephant, maybe.
I don't see well, I guess it's confusing because I never meant for these to be on top of the elephant. And no, they wouldn't really cast a shadow because the light's going to go through them. Actually, they might magnify light. You might get sparkles. You'll get that. I've seen that when I dive. When I've gone diving before.
One more thing, don't forget to save.
Yes. Save. Just did it.
Save.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Save. Autumn's asking the group, does anyone put these lessons on their resume?
You're absolutely able to put
Yeah,
stuff in
I
your
guess you could.
portfolio. In your portfolio, if that's what you mean, yeah. Oh, but if you mean completing our courses and saying like, yeah, some people have.
I've taken the Aaron Blaise course.
Martin asks, what is the name of this creature? Michael Bubbles? Actually, it's pronounced Buble.
I love that
You're on the
skit.
thinnest of ice.
Have you ever seen that skit, Nick?
Yes. Yeah.
John Hamm and Michael Bublé.
And I think he's standing right behind me.
Actually, it's pronounced Bublé.
Come on down to Ham and Bubble.
All right, I got to stop. Save. There it is, folks. Our elephant manatee.
For mermaid. Creature design. That's pretty cool. Zoom and pan. Zoom and pan.
Zoom and pan.
People see those details.
See all those scales? I'm blowing up the scale so you can see the scales.
I can see that. Nice.
What tools are you using? This is Photoshop on a Wacom Cintiq 32-inch.
Photoshop 2022?
Nicholas Hughes says, cool mana elephanty.
Yeah.
Mana elephanty. Mana elephanty.
There it is. All right, folks. So remember, we've got our Memorial Day or Memorial Weekend sale going on.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything is 40% off or more. In fact, many courses are just $5 and all of our brush packs are $1. This is our last call for that. Ends June 1st. Also, what do we got, Aaron? Our books?
Yes.
Art books are on sale. The art book.
Sorry,
You're drawing.
I'm drawing again.
The art books are on sale. Aaron has 2 art books out, The Art of Aaron Blaise Volume 1 and 100 Drawings, both of which are on sale right now. They've been marked down this weekend for everyone. And if you're in America, in the USA, you can get free shipping if you use code USA Books. And then finally, last but not least, we've got a brand new course from Jenny Medved that's out. We're super excited about it. It is a painting portraits and watercolor course. She basically takes you through her entire process in real time, shows you
It's amazing.
It's amazing. She does pastel on top of watercolor, and you'd never know. She shows you how to fix watercolor mistakes in ways that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. She shows materials that Aaron had never seen before. We were really excited.
It was awesome.
It's a lot of fun. So go check that one out over at creatureartteacher.com. 50% off pre-order sale. That course comes out 2 weeks from today. So
there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed today. This was fun. Go on out and have a great, safe, beautiful weekend. And put some beauty back into the world, because now more than ever, we need it. Be kind to somebody. Help somebody out. do whatever you can to make someone else's life better. Oh, look, my granddaughter
He's trying to FaceTime you.
is FaceTiming me. She FaceTimes me every day. There she is. Hey, look, Avalon, you're on camera.
Is it on?
I'm right here. Anyway, have a great weekend, you guys, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.